actually what those are for is training drug sniffing dogs. They actually have the apartment set up there, and they'll hide drugs in there and bring the dogs in and see if they can sniff out the drugs. Did they ever have dogs back in the day?
What was it?
Actually, at one point in time, they had a very, very vicious dog. I mean, nobody could handle this dog, and they would keep it up on the roof.
Oh.
Just so no inmates would even attempt to go up over the wall, because this dog was vicious.
What kind was it?
I'm not sure.
Weenie dog.
It was a Chihuahua. But they did, like I said, at one point in time, they did have a very vicious dog that they just kept up on the roof. In fact, when they would go up to feed it, it would be like, open the hatch and throw it and close the hatch. All right, guys, we are now in the South Yard. This was a recreation area for the men in general population or mainline. Yeah, I meant to mention, if anybody needs a restroom, we do have facilities right here.
Where?
But
Right here.
right there.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
You gotta do number 2?
Come on, I want to take a picture of it.
I had tacos, just want to let you know.
Now, like I said, this was a recreation area for the men in general population or mainline. Now, these guys, they actually had a lot of freedom within the prison walls. They were allowed out of their cells from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Really?
They now they would have to go work their job for however long, and they would have to go back to their cells 3 times a day for a head count. Other than that, they had a good bit of freedom. Out here, they played baseball, football, basketball, lift weights out here. They actually had their own baseball team. They were called the West Virginia Cougars. They would bring college teams in to play against the inmates. At one point in time, the Pittsburgh Pirates came down and played the inmates. The inmates killed them.
Not literally.
Oh, come on, guys, that's a good one. Nobody reacted. That's my best one. Activities for the inmates. They had a prison band, prison choir. They would do concerts here, and people could come in and listen to them. They had boxing nights here, where people from the outside could actually come in here and fight the inmates.
That's an early tough man contest. What that was.
Exactly. There was a group of inmates that would publish a monthly newsletter. This white building here, this was actually a radio station, TV station run by inmates.
Huh.
So like I said, they had a lot of different activities that, to try and keep the inmates as busy as possible. Now the chapel over here, there was a chapel in the North Yard originally, but it did get torn down when they tore all the old buildings down. So the local ministers, and we have a lot of churches in Moundsville, they all went together and had this one built. And interestingly, they would all take turns, and there would be somebody in there every day for the inmates to come talk to if they needed. Today it may be Methodist, tomorrow Baptist, the next day Catholic, whatever. They would all take turns, but there would be somebody every day in there. The inmates could actually have weddings here at the chapel. If they had a girlfriend on the outside and they wanted to get married, they could have their weddings here.
Huh.
The whole reasoning behind that was if they had a new bride waiting for them on the outside, it may encourage them to behave themselves and try to get out of here as soon as possible to be with their new wife. And no, there were no conjugal visits. Now down in the basement, you'll see the steps over here. Once they opened the south end of the prison here, they actually moved the whole or solitary confinement from north down here to the south end. Also down in there is a huge room called the Sugar Shack. The Sugar Shack was an indoor recreation area. If the weather was bad, the men couldn't come out here, they could go down to the Sugar Shack. They had pool tables, ping pong tables, that kind of thing down there. But because the Sugar Shack was located down in there, pretty much isolated from the rest of everything, it became one of the most dangerous areas here in the prison. It got so bad down there that the guards refused to go down. So when the men were down there, they were on their own. It was a free-for-all down there. There were so many stabbings that took place down there. It's also where the vast majority of the sexual assaults that took place here at the prison occurred down in the Sugar Shack. Actually, the inmates named it the Sugar Shack. They said it was a sweet place to be. Now, I am going to take just a second to mention our haunted house is going on right now, tonight. We are open tonight. 2 years ago, we were ranked 7th in the country for our haunted house.
Really?
It's really pretty cool. And
So
like I said,
is there like characters to come
yeah,
in and
characters
all that?
dressed up. It's like your typical.
Right.
We do it every October.
That's cool.
So you're
It's
saying
open tonight,
we're
guys.
We're not going into the down there.
Actually, that's where most of the haunted house is in the basement of the south end of the prison. And the Sugar Shack is one of the areas that they use for the haunted house.
What's the structure I'm seeing the top of across the wall?
That's actually a maintenance building.
Okay.
They just built it to match the prison.
Right, okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, they just built it to match the prison.
How much is the haunted house?
I think it's 20. It's either 20 or 25. I'm not 100% sure. It's every weekend in October up until the last week. Now, the last week of October, it's every night leading up to Halloween.
So tonight the first
Come on,
night?
bud.
The last weekend was our first weekend, Friday night and Saturday night.
We
But
like
it's
a haunted
open
house.
tonight, guys.
We heading somewhere else.
We're going down
Do
to
you have any questions?
Weston. They're saying
We're
it
going down Trans-Allegheny.
again, yeah.
Been there.
We're going again. We haven't been there at night though. We're going at night. Some of these folks are.
You're spending the night.
No, just going to do a night tour.
Not in the same asylum.
All right, guys, well, let's head inside. We'll go to New Wall.
We live in the same asylum.
So once they cleared the basement, the Sugar Shack, they had power then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I guess the town basically lived off the prison, right? I mean,
Not really.
Was it not?
You know, when the prison was first built, it was actually built out of town. The town grew up around the
Okay.
prison.
So most of the people that live here didn't work here?
No, actually, back in the day, I mean, well, all the way up until the 1980s, pretty much, this valley, we had a ton of industry.
Oh, okay.
When I was growing up here, we had 16 coal mines just in Marshall County.
Really?
We had 3 chemical plants. We had the steel mills. We had,
Because there are a bunch of houses in this town.
yeah.
They are stacked on top of one another. There's that
Well,
many.
if you drive downriver, down Route 2, it's just one plant after another. And north of here was the steel mills. There was a ton of industry here.
But now,
What's the plan?
It's gone.
What are all those
Pretty much.
plants along the river?
Plant 24 hours a day. It never was quiet. It never stopped. I've talked to a couple correctional officers that worked here, and they said you would not believe how noisy it was here in New Hall 24 hours a
He was
day.
here for a while.
Oh, really?
Bless.
But yeah, they said this place just never stopped. It was 24 hours a day.
What do they say? They just get used to it, sleep in?
Basically, yeah, you better be able to sleep with a lot of noise because exactly, you know, that was their space, and they were more content, and they Alright guys, now here's the deal. I don't make anybody do anything they don't want to do, so I'm gonna ask. Although, you know. Oh. You, come here.
You gonna be easy on you.
Cell number 1.
Take your clothes off.
Anybody else want locked up?
Being locked in.
You're in six. I only have 5 working cells right now. The others are turned off. You guys. All right, guys, now, anytime they will be opening or closing doors, they will warn the inmates like this. And that means step back away from the door.
Now, if the power goes out, does that mean we're stuck?
Yeah, I bet this was,
Better not let me out of here.
I'll see you guys later. It's my break time.
This is your clothes. That's horrible. You say you have to move closer though because I can't see what
5 by 7, can you imagine?
Look at all the light.
Yeah.
I thought that was long.
There you go.
I guess really that's the only time he felt safe.
All right, you guys want pictures?
Yeah.
We got a couple messages from Susan.
All right, you two. I'll get you two first if you
Yeah.
want to come a little closer. All right, ready?
Ain't gonna be mean, honey.
Okay. All right, guys, now, everybody back away from the doors. Ready? Yeah.
Right.
Oh, crap.
It didn't open.
That one didn't open?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Hold on a second. Let me try something.
no. No, don't worry about
Let me
it.
try something. No, we're
All
good.
right, everybody away from the doors. Let me try this.
I can't see you, Chuck.
She's messing with me.
All right.
Oops. Oh, man.
Man.
You're real cute. Sorry, guys. I always have to pick a victim. I'm sorry.
What's this jail called?
Or we'd like to hear about
Miss
it.
Becky, we have a Becky in our group.
I am? You're Becky. So you won't forget my name.
No.
Now, if you didn't like your tour, we do still want to hear any suggestions, any
Well, we love
critiques.
it.
And my name's Susan. All right, guys, we're gonna head back to the gift shop. If you haven't, well, you guys just got here, so I know you haven't. Check out, take a few minutes and check out the museum. There's some very interesting things in there.
What was that?
Yeah,
largest Native American burial mound in North America. There's a really nice museum there. It's free to get in. I really highly recommend while you're right here. It's literally right across the street. While you're here, I highly recommend checking it out. It's very interesting. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, enjoy.
Thank you.
Here's your couple.
What is that? Oh. A water cooled machine gun used in a rock quarry. Look at that.
Thank you guys.
Like to have one of them babies.
Don't like it. Yeah, it's all. Stick over your mouth. It's just like, oh.
Look at these characters, wow.
Look like mile of it over there.
Oh, man.
Busy right here.
Nobody will mind.
Well, he was in there for a long time. Yeah.
1899.
1949, yeah.
Last guy that comes in there, he didn't much freak out.
That's a ghost picture.
Huh?
Ghost pictures.
That's Charlotte, man.
I don't know. Well, it looks like ghost picture.
Where's that man, his head popped off?
Oh, here's a letter from Charles Manson.
And this is actually Harry Powers. He was the serial killer. It looks like a thing. Thank you so much.
They may have some stuff in there.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like a lurch.
Hate to see someone coming at you with some of this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
On the blade.
That's one of those.
North and south gate.
Which one was the artist?
John something. What happened to him? Because he's still alive.
They didn't necessarily execute him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He may not have been executed.
Oh wait, I thought he got killed by another inmate.
Right, he wasn't necessarily. This is just executed people.
It's so scrappy. Mark, that letter. From
Yeah.
Vincent, was it over here?
It's in the corner.